buy you a Birkin, baby. I know you hurting, baby. You don't deserve it, baby. You don't take the time. Yeah, you know what's the vibes. Got your legs up in the air, red and white.
What's up, y'all? It's Royalty TV here, man, and we back with another banger video. Y'all already know the vibes. Hey, look, to all of you watching out there, please click that subscribe button down below, because more than half of you that are watching are not subscribed. So if you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Now let's get right into the video. We're gonna do a story time, and I'm gonna get a little bit personal. On November 11th, I literally got up at 6 in the morning, because that's the time. I got up at 5 in the morning actually, because I work in a hospital, and I had to be there by 7. So I normally get on the road about 6 a.m. and this particular morning, I'm pretty tired. I'm heading out. I'm all happy. I'm ready to go to work. And normally I play music on my way to work, but this time I didn't play music because I was so tired. And I opened down the window and I was ready to go. And what happened was I was coming from the Bronx on my way to White Plains, because that's where I work, White Plains Hospital. And I was on the Major Deacon. And let me tell you something. There was something about this morning that it was just a lot. Like it was just something told me this morning, like there was a lot going on. So as I'm driving on my way to work, I'm on the Major Deacon. I just got on the highway. Like I literally just got on the Major Deacon coming from the Bronx. I didn't make it far. I did not make it far. So as I'm driving, you know, I'm doing my thing. I'm driving. I didn't put music on because I kind of wanted to focus and just get to work. So I was driving to work, and as I'm driving, I see this car behind me like cutting through traffic. So as the car is cutting through traffic, you know what I'm saying, he's cutting up, and there's 3 cars in front of me. So I'm in the middle lane at this moment, and there's 3 cars in front of me. I'm gonna try to remember it the best I can, because like I said, this happened November 11th, so I'm trying to remember like everything that I went through, because everything happened so fast. So literally, like, as this car is approaching, right, I'm in the middle lane, there's 3 cars in front of me. Now, as this car is approaching, literally, he cuts me off, and as he cuts me off, he cuts over to the left lane. So he cuts the person next to me off as well, right? So he cuts me off, then he cuts them off. But as he cuts me off, I don't know if you guys ever seen this, but when people are typically cutting up in traffic, the car in front of you, right, is normally like scared. They start to slow down. So as he cuts me off, and then he proceeds to cut the other car off, from what I remember, all 3 cars in front of me started to stop as he's coming to approach to cut me off. Now, mind you, I'm already coming up in the middle lane on the car in front of me. So once he cuts me off and he just flies by, the 3 cars in front of me stop. They like stomp me on their brakes. So now I'm trying to stop my car. Mind you, I'm already coming up, and he just, you know what I'm saying? So now I literally like try my best to slow down, and I realize that I can't stop. I can't stop in enough time to not hit the car in front of me. So I made the decision to move to the left. Now that car that was on the left of me was already like a little bit in front of me. So I was like, damn, like I can't hit this car in front of me, so I'm gonna move to the left. So I moved to the left, and on my left there's a barricade. There's the lane, the barricade, and the car in front of me. So as I'm still trying to stop the car, I'm moving over to the left lane, and now that car in front of me that was already scared of the car was in 2 lanes. He was on the in between, like the dotted line. He was in 2 lanes. So as I'm approaching and I'm trying to stop in the left lane, I'm like, damn, like, yo, bro, like, I'm telling myself, like, bro, please just pick a lane, you're gonna make me crash, pick a lane, I can't stop, I can't slow down, like, my foot's on the brake, literally, my hand's on the wheel, like, yo, like, bro, like, come on, like, make your mind. And it happened so fast. Like, I know how I'm explaining it, it sounds like I had enough time to react, but there was no time, So in my head, as all this is happening, I'm like, all right, well, it's either I turn into the wall, I hit this car in front of me, or I try to go back to the right lane to proceed to slow down. So as I came over to the right lane, this is where everything changed. I didn't see no car, but mind you, there could have been a car there, but everything was happening so fast that my mind couldn't really make up what was going on. So, and as I'm moving to the right, I just see my mirror, boom, it smacks a car. It smacks that car that's in the middle lane, and it forces me to lose control. So now I'm holding the wheel, literally I'm holding the wheel as this happens, and I'm holding with two hands at this point. And the car starts to lose control, and now my foot's like slightly on the brake to try to like stop it, and the car proceeds to turn. And it's so weird because as it turned, like literally in my head, I'm like, damn, there's so many cars around me, in front of me, behind me. Like, yo, I hope like this doesn't turn out bad. And as the car's turning, I'm just preparing myself, and boom, I'm like this, literally. And I'm like, boom, I hit the first wall, right? And then I'm like, okay. I'm ready for the next one. Boom, I hit another wall. And once I hit that next wall, I'm looking, right? And I tried to look to see if there was cars coming. Once my car like was turning, I tried to look to see if there was cars coming, but all the airbags deployed. So once all the airbags deployed in the windows and the seats, I'm holding onto this wheel, and I look and I can't see nothing besides the airbags. So literally, like, as this happened, in my head, my first reaction is like, turn off the car. Now, mind you, the car stopped, and I didn't know if there was cars still coming because there was a lot of cars behind me. It was like busy that morning. So I turn off the car, and I couldn't turn the key fully because of the way the car slammed, and I couldn't turn the key fully, and I seen smoke coming out the car. So I'm like, all right, I gotta get out. And I hopped out the car, and I look, and I'm like in the middle lane of the major deacon, a major highway, and I see all the cars behind me stopped. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, bro, how did these cars stop? Like, did these cars stop as all this just happened? These cars were not too far from, they were right next to me as well. So how did these cars stop? Now, the guy that cut me off, he was gone. So I hop out the car, I run across like the street, not towards the barricade, but away from the barricade. And I'm in the middle lane, and literally, like, I had so much adrenaline that, like, I went back to the car, and I got my book bag out because I take my book bag to work. And I just hopped out, and I just got on my knees. Like, I literally got on my knees. Like, I'm going to tell you, this is one thing. This never happened to me in my life, like, this bad. And I just got down on my knees. Like, I literally just got down, and I didn't even call the cops first. Honestly, there was a guy there, and he pulled over, and he was like, it's okay. And there was cars. Once the car stopped, there was cars coming around my car, and they were just saying mean things. Like, they were just like, that's what you get, thinking I caused the accident, thinking it was my fault. They're like, that's what you get, da-da-da. So then, like, one group of people, a lady and a man had pulled up, and they're like, da-da-da-da-da, that's what you get. And I'm like, get the f out of here. Like, get the f out of here, bro. Like, you don't even know what happened. Like, get the f out of here. And one of the dudes that helped me, he was like, yo, relax. It's okay. And he did this on his own. He was like, it's okay. I'm calling the cops for you. It's okay. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna calm down. Like these people don't know what happened. Like, so now I have a mask on, mind you. Like, it was cold in the morning, so I wear like this ski mask, and I have my jacket on. So I get down on my knees, and the first person I call was my loved one. And I'm like, I need you, like, baby, I need you, like, where you at, like, answer. Mind you, it's 6 in the morning. People are sleeping, you feel me? I'm like, I need you. And like, it was crazy. Like, then the next person I called was my grandma. And I literally, I'm just down on my knees, and as I picked up the phone to call my grandma, like, she answered, and I heard her voice. Once I heard her voice, bro, this is about to make me cry now. Bro. So as I heard her voice, I just started tearing, bro. I don't cry like that, but I heard her voice, and I just started crying. Like, I just started crying, bro. Like, and my grandma's like, hello? And I'm like, the car, you know, because I put a lot of money into my car. Like, so I'm just like on the phone, like, the car. And she's like, what about the car? I'm like, the car is done. the car. Mind you, this is 6 in the morning, bro. Like, it's mad early. I'm like, the car. And then she's like, the car. She's like, the car, you okay? Like, what's wrong? Like, the car, you okay? Randy, are you okay? Like, the car. I'm like, the car. I put so much money into the car. She's like, the car, you can get a new one. I'm like, I got into a car accident and my car is totaled. And she's like, are you okay, Randy? Are you okay? And I'm like, yes. I'm like, I'm okay. My thumb was like bruised really bad from me gripping the steering wheel. So my thumb was bruised. My knee was killing me. And that's all I felt at the moment. And I knew, like, I had adrenaline, so I couldn't feel much. So I called her, and once I hung up from her, my loved one called me back. I told her what happened. She started crying, like, and then my whole family just started blowing me up. Like, my aunts, my uncles, my brother, like, literally, they calling me. My brother and my uncle told me, like, they called, once they called me, they were like, where am I? They were already out the door. Like, my grandma spread the word so fast that they were out the fucking door, bro, like, ready on their way. And I'm like, Grandma, I'm like, Mom, whoever's calling me, like, no, don't come. Do not come to me. You cannot come to me. I know you want to come, but you cannot come to me right now. I'm in the middle of a major highway. I was on the Major Deacon. They blocked off the whole highway. You guys cannot get to me. Do not come. Meet me at the hospital. So the cops didn't even come first. The firefighters came and they, you know, cut off the parts of my car. And I'm still sitting there and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, my knee hurts and my hand is fucked up. And they're like, okay, do you want to go to the hospital? And I'm like, yes. Because once this adrenaline runs out, and I know that. So I start to ask them, like, about my belongings in the car and things like that. Because I keep 2 boxes and I had a pair of shoes in the trunk and everything like that. And they're like, oh, don't worry about it. We're going to take it to a precinct and then you can get your stuff out. So the ambulance finally came. The cops came after the ambulance came and they asked me what happened. I told them the story. Mind you, at this time, I'm still getting mad calls. You know what I'm saying? From my family. And only my family. Like, I didn't let nobody know what happened. Still to this day, nobody knows what really happened until right now. So yeah, like, I got in the ambulance. They didn't even put me in a stretcher. Once I sat down in the ambulance chair and they put my seatbelt on me, I was like, oh, my adrenaline has ran out. I told the paramedic or the ambulance guy, like, my adrenaline has ran out. And I just got extreme back pain. Like, nothing I've ever felt before, bro. Like, extreme back pain. So I'm on my way and the car, the ambulance is moving and I'm just like, Mind you, I get to the hospital, I tell them, oh, what happened? And it was like my neck up here, down to my back, my knee, my legs, it was just, I was in pain. So I was in the hospital for a very, very long time. My mom and my aunt had met me at the hospital. And then my loved one later on that night came to the hospital. First they did an x-ray, couldn't find nothing. And I'm like, I'm hurt. Like, I don't complain about pain. And my mom's like, he does not complain about pain. But if he's complaining about pain, something's wrong. So then they did a CAT scan. Once they did the CAT scan, couldn't find nothing. Then they did an MRI. I had to sit in this big machine, like, mad close, back hurting, like, for like an hour or 30 minutes. And finally they found something. So at first they said it was just a torn ligament in my spine. And they had to review it. And they had to have a specialist review it, like a spinal person review it. So then the doctor came back to me and told me, like, okay, the neurologist or whoever it is that's looking at your back, they want to come down and speak to you personally. So I'm like, damn, like, what does that mean? They came down and they said that I have 3 microfractures in my upper spine. And I'm like, damn. The car was totaled and I showed them the pictures and they were like, you're blessed to be alive. How did you make it out that type of car accident? You're supposed to be, even though you only have that one major thing, you could have came out of that accident dead. You could have came out of that accident with all types of broken bones and legs and arms because of the accident. The accident was so severe. So my car is totaled. I'm done. Like, I get out the hospital. I finally get out the hospital. I gotta go see a spinal doctor. They keep me out of work for dumb long. I'm still out of work to this day. And I still have these fractures. And he said, You know, I don't need surgery or anything like that, but it heals on its own. You know, and that took a big step for me because it's like, damn, I'm mad active. I'm mad independent. I had a car, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I do everything on my own. So it was just a very, very sentimental, tough moment for me. And me speaking about it finally, like, it's hard because, like, every time I start to talk about it, like I get a little emotional, and I'm not the one to cry, but this moment in my life, it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it changed the way I even think about life. Like right now, to this day, ever since that accident, I'm more thankful for life. I'm more thankful for waking up every single day. You know? Like, it's the little things that matter to me the most now. You know what I'm saying? Like, even more. Because once that day happened, bro, like, everything was happy one day, and the next day my life changed. My life really changed, y'all. And now I gotta go through so much calling doctors and calling this, and now I have ankle problems, and I just gotta go through so much now. I'm in my 20s, so like it's tough, you know, having these back problems is tough. It might be for the rest of my life that I have these problems, and the healing process is so long. It could take a year, it could take 2 years. It just has to heal on its own, you know? And of course through physical therapy and things like that, but you know, it really changed my whole vision of the way I think about life, and I enjoy every moment with family, with friends, whoever it is. I enjoy every single moment, and I soak it up because one day you can be here and the next day you can literally be gone, bro. You know what I mean? And then, like, I started getting calls from my friends and everyone, and for a good week, I did not respond to nobody but my family. Because that's what mattered the most to me in that moment, just keeping my family updated. They were there for the accident, and keeping my loved one updated. You know, she was there with me the whole ride. You feel me? Like, but yeah, I mean, I have so many stories, and this is one story that impacted my life in a dramatic way, and it was just very uncontrollable. Sometimes on the road, you can't control what other people do. You feel me? You cannot control what other people do. Literally, you can't control it. Like, you could be doing everything perfect and someone could hit you. You can't control what other people do on the road. My car, honestly, was literally like my baby. Like, I took care of that car. I washed that car every day, basically. I put so much money into it. And the money I put into it, like, bro, I put in exhaust. I put an intake. Yeah, I got new, like, I got tints. I got, like, LED lights inside. Like, I just had so much done to the car. Like, it was such a beautiful car. And it was my second car that I had bought. Like, one car I gave away to my brother, and the next car, this was my car that I wanted to do all my projecting on. And I did do a lot to the car. You know what I'm saying? I did do a lot. My car was literally like my baby, bro. Like, it was like me having a wife, you know what I'm saying? My car was literally like my wife. Like, I did so much to it. It had a nice roar to it. Like, I kept the inside clean. The inside of the car literally had leather seats with red red lining, and it was just so much. Like, literally 2 days before that my accident had happened, I was just telling myself, like, I'm gonna go change this on the car, I'm gonna go change that, and I was about to drop like another $6,000 on my car. And I'm so glad I didn't do it the day before, because it would have been all gone. It was a tough moment, and I just wanted to finally come out and speak to it with you guys and get on a more personal level. So that's gonna wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me. We're going up on Twitch. Our Twitch is going skyrocket. I'm gonna leave that description down below. I'm gonna leave all my links to all my socials in the description down below if you guys want to go check out my TikTok. We have so much more content coming. I just want to say thank all of you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.